Hey, church family. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great week. Hey, I'm coming to you this morning with a financial update for the month of August. So we're now almost halfway through the month of September. And so all these financial update videos that come in every month, they're a month trailing, right? So they're for the previous month. And I'm going to ask you to do me a favor, because we don't have a feedback loop for these videos. So it's really important information that goes out, and it's a lot of time and effort that goes into putting the videos together to, get the information. There's multiple people that spend time, every week, every month putting it together, and then they get it out to the elders and the admin team. And then I take it and communicate it to you. And I don't know how many people actually watch this and how many people actually absorb the information and are engaged with it. So what I want you to do is, if you watch this the whole way through, do not cheat and watch the first minute, please, and then like the video. But if you watch it the whole way through, just like it. You're welcome to comment if you want to, but you don't have to. But just like the video when you get done with it, just so I know, okay, this many people watch the video all the way through. And like I said, don't cheat, because we're only looking for data. We're looking for information on, is the work that we're doing to get this info out to you actually going out, okay? So do that for me and just like this thing if you watch it all the way through. But this is your financial update video for the month of August, and it's going to be short and sweet. It's going to be much more focused, I think, than in months past, basically because I want to focus on one thing with you. And let me go ahead and share this. And then I'll blow this up so you can see. Okay, so this is September the 5th, August financial report. This is for the month of August. But here's what I want you to know. August was not a great month financially for us. In fact, I would say, from the time I've been here, over 5 years, it is the worst month in terms of giving we've had. So we have more than $5,000 less in our checking account and money market accounts from the month prior. The giving for the month was only 40% of what we budget for what we need. Okay, so, and even when you throw in our rental income, we're at 42%. So here's why that's important. First of all, that's a really low number. But our health factor that I try to point out every month when I send these out is now below 3. Okay, and that's the first time it's happened since right after I got here. And this drop of 3.27 to 2.99 is really significant. It's a lot of money. Basically, a factor of 1 is 1 month's worth of our expenses. So we now have less than 3 months worth of expenses in our checking and savings and money market and all that account. So if you look at, this is kind of year to date. So this is on a percentage basis, but August, we have 40% of what we budgeted came in. And for the year, we're at 83%. And, this is for August. So this is now more than halfway through the year. And so what I want you to know is, as we're trying to do ministry, as we're praying about it, is that from a financial standpoint, we don't have an expense problem. It's not that we're spending too much money. We're actually spending quite a bit less than what we budgeted, but that's because we're receiving a lot less than what we have. And it really cripples you in terms of being able to do ministry and being able to dream about it. And even for me as the pastor, having conversations with people about ministry, you always have this pragmatic, realistic side of like, well, we are barely able to even kind of like pay what we need to pay for our budget, much less talk about ministry. So here's what I want you to do. First of all, I want you to pray, please. I want you to pray about what God might want you to do or give, or how to respond, or those kinds of things as this information goes out month to month. But I also want you to show up for our sermon series on generosity. So Henry is preaching this Sunday as a follow-up to last Sunday's message. And then we're going to spend 4 more Sundays after that talking about generosity. And it's not a sermon series on giving, although that will be a big part of it. It'll be a sermon series on generosity, meditating on the fact that God himself is generous towards us, and God calls us to be generous. And the more we are individually and corporately generous with our finances, time, talents, everything else, the more the kingdom is able to be built. And of course, the less that we have and the less that we give, again, not just financially, but financially, the harder it is to do ministry, and the harder it is to build the kingdom in terms of saying, let's pull together what we have and what God has given us. So I wanted you to see that as your financial update for August. Again, I'm trying to keep it short and sweet because the problem that we have now, the choke point is not on the expense side, it's on the income side. And so as that number goes down every month, as you know, we're looking at the giving and we're looking at all these things. Meanwhile, our building insurance and our electricity and our utilities and all these other things are going up. It's just a choke point. It's just a point of stress and a matter of prayer, really. So first thing I want you to do is pray. Ask God what he might want you to do, how he might want you to respond. I would say, second of all, let's talk about these things with one another, not just with me, but with one another. And the third thing is, please show up and be prayed up as we spend the next 5 Sundays or so talking about generosity, how God's generous, how he calls us to be generous. And then the fourth thing I would say is we're planning on having the second Sunday of October. So October the 13th is when we are planning to have basically a potluck where we just say, hey, everybody bring a dish. Doesn't have to be real organized. Everybody just brings something. Henry's preaching on community, like let's all just come together and bring what we got. And we'll eat together and we'll have a focused, prayerful family conversation about this topic. You know, what is God calling us to do? What does he want us to do? How does he want us to come together and put our resources together in a focused, specific way to build the kingdom? So that's my plea to you as your pastor with this August financial update video. I pray you're well. I pray you're having a great week. And please reach out if you need anything. But please be praying about this, and let's have some conversations about this because it's a very unattractive topic, but yet a very foundational one to doing ministry as a church family. So love you. God bless you. Have a great weekend, and I will see you Sunday morning.